A heavy brooding sky, and there's rain in the forecast. So what do? Waste the day and stay inside? No, of course not. We put on our waterproof gear and get out and explore. Today I'm at one of my favourite places, Parkgate on the Wirral, and I'd like to talk about my waterproof gear. So in today's episode, I want to talk about what's going on with waterproof gear. Why is it that after a short period of time they leak? Why is it that you wear them half a dozen times and the water stops beading on them? And why, when I discovered Ridgeline, was I so excited? That's what we're going to cover tonight. All while I'm out having a little walk on the Wirral. So first off, how do I know so much about this? Well, in my previous job, working for a large outdoor retailer, I was tasked with examining returned goods. So nearly new goods that were returned for some reason. And I saw lots and lots and lots of, top quality name waterproof gear that's been returned as leaking. So, you'd find things that had been perforated, had holes in, the liners scraped, the taping come undone. But a lot of them, at first sight, looked like there was nothing wrong with them. So the issue is the ever-increasing drive to make things thinner and lighter and to pack down smaller and smaller and smaller, which is an admirable goal. The problem being, if you make these garments too thin and light, yeah, I have such things. They're very handy to stuff in a pack because you can put them in without any care, and if you do get some rain, you're covered. But if you make them very, very thin, the liner can get scraped or perforated quite easily. There are a couple of brands out there doing something about that. If you've not come across Paramo, for instance, they're worth looking at. You could perforate one of their garments and it'd still be waterproof because of the way the waterproofing system works. And very well made as well, made in Colombia, very well put together. I've looked at lots of them and very rarely found any stitching defect, or they're very, very well put together. So you also might have noticed that you buy one of these waterproof garments, you put it on and go for a walk in the rain, and after you've been out in the rain a couple of times, it's not beading properly anymore. What's going on with that? Well, the issue there is the drive now is for eco-friendly chemicals used in these materials. And so they're using water-based treatments for the DWR in a lot of cases. And what that means is you go out and wear it in the rain and it's going to wash off. And so you have to keep reproofing them. But people don't realise this, and so they wear it a couple of times and go, oh, it's not beading. Something wrong with it, take it back. When really there's nothing wrong with it, it just needs a wash in some tech wash. It's a 3-mile route today. If you're interested, there's a map and GPX up on the website. So in making these items lighter and more packable, we've made them less sturdy. I saw so many items with stitching defects and that even after light use had become damaged. It became quite disheartening, to be honest. And then one day a garment arrived on my desk that I'd never seen before, and I was so impressed with it I went straight out and bought one. Why? Because it's just so sturdy. Ridgeline is a New Zealand brand, I guess just breaking through into Europe, and they just have a completely different approach to waterproof garments. So it appears that their core target audience is people who are outside in all weathers and need to be able to work. So they're very popular with farmers, for instance. Since I've got this, every time I look at Countryfile or Clarkson's farm, can't help but noticing the farmers are wearing them. So what do the farmers demand? Well, performance. They're going to be out in all weathers all day long, and they absolutely have to have it work. It's got to keep them dry. But more than that, they've got to be able to work in it. You know, it's no good to them if they bend down and kneel down and you've made a hole in the liner and it's ruined. It's got to be tough. And they've done that. The lining on it is just, you know, I'm not saying it's bulletproof, but it's clearly just so much stronger than what I've been used to. Also the outer, rather than relying on chemicals for the DWR, instead it has this brushed material on the outer, which just repels and makes the water run off. It's the way they used to do it. But that's not to say that this is an ancient design. It's a summer day, but it's raining. I've got all this gear on. I'm wearing the top, but not only the top, I've also got the matching trousers on. I'm not too hot, I'm perfectly comfortable. This is, and it's not massively heavy, and it's just comfortably sized, and when the wind gets up you really appreciate it. It's just got a more generous cut. There's a load of room in the hood. It really keeps you protected. Big pockets, chunky zips, metal zips. It's just got that sturdy feel. It feels like it's gonna last me a long time. Like this backpack I'm wearing. I don't know if Macpac are still going. I bought that in what, 1990 something, 96, 97 maybe. Still works perfectly well today because it was built, a sturdy design built to last. And that's what you're getting with this. So if you're a walker who likes getting out in all weathers, you could buy one of these and it's probably going to last you for years and years and years. So I've got the Monsoon Classic smock. I like a smock. It's also available in a jacket. Combined with the Monsoon Classic pants. Very comfortable. You could wear them as an over trouser or just on their own. Again, just like the top, very sturdy, all round, all weather, all time of year wear. I've also got their ballistic fleece hoodie, which has a similar cut to the jacket, so I can wear it underneath in the winter for extra warmth. It's fairly waterproof in its own right, to be honest, windproof, and it's that dense windproof and water resistant fleece material. Put that together with my other waterproof gear, so I've got sealskin gloves and sealskin socks and my Gore-Tex Hoka walking boots. Yes, I know, I like Hoka. They're very comfortable. But put them all together and I'm warm and dry in any conditions. Very reasonably priced as well, I think, really, for what they are. As good quality as, or better, than items that are 2 or 3 times the price. I just thought it was worth talking about, and something I think you should go and check out for yourself. Let's have a closer look at the jacket in particular and some of the details. So, sturdy zip, the neckline is high and broad, really protects right up into the head, onto your head. Here you can see that membrane. As you can see, it's really quite sturdy. We've got this big pocket, with zipped pocket on the front, and then moving down, because it's a smock, it's got drawstrings for the waist. It zips down quite low for easy taking on and off. Further down, we've got big wide pockets. I mean big. It's all the way across the front. You could get, if I was a farmer, I could get tools in there. Looking at the sleeves, they are elasticated, as often they are, but in a way that you could roll them right back up to the forearm so that you could work. Well, perhaps not quite the forearm, but you get the idea. You can roll it right back and they fasten quite tightly. It's not moving at all on my arm, so I could work with this on if I needed to. And it's the same story with the pants, the same brushed outer with strong membrane lining. Zipping out almost to the knee, adjustable at the bottom with 2 toggles for different widths, and good big wide pockets. I like the cut as well. It's wide across the shoulder, suits a slightly more muscular build. It just sits nice. The fleece, you could just wear that casually and it looks really nice. It looks good, as well as being highly functional. I can see myself buying more of their stuff. This video isn't sponsored, by the way. This is just me raving about a product I love. It really is beautiful here beside the Dee estuary, and if you've not explored it in the rain, I think you're missing out. It adds a whole new dimension. It's just a short route today. I head up Cottage Lane and pick up the Wirral Way, which is an old disused railway line, and then come back across the golf course. Let's have a closer look at this garment anyway. Give it a 360 spin.